So I'll go ahead and like I mentioned earlier, I'll go ahead and record this to my computer, and then that way we'll save this down to a YouTube video. You guys can have it later. So.
Okay, great, thank you.
And feel free to interrupt me, speak up if you have a question in the middle of this. I enjoy questions; it makes it more fun. And so, if you guys have something that's relevant and need me to answer, just let me know. I'll do my best. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and present. Okay. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Everybody sees it? Okay. Good deal. Well, this is, first of all, thank you, Ginger, for letting us do this seminar. Google My Business is something that we have really been passionate about for small businesses over the last few years. It's picked up so much steam, and it's a super powerful tool that Google offers. So, and I know we had some previous conversations about it with other people, even around the Heber Springs area. And so I think this particular presentation should be timely, and I'm excited about it. So thank you for having me.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it. I'm excited to learn more about it. And thank you for everybody who is joining us today. I appreciate that.
Yep. And Matt, if you see more people in the waiting room, if you don't mind just going ahead and admitting them, it's hard to see from this speaker point of view. So, all right. So Google My Business. The main thing I want to talk about first is why Google My Business, and then we're going to get into a couple types of marketing and how we categorize marketing with Think Idea Studio. Of course, we're Think Idea Studio located in Searcy. We've been in business over 18 years, serving over 2,000 clients, wide variety of services, and digital marketing is one at the heart, as well as branding. But from a marketing standpoint, we like to classify advertising in two different types. One would be push marketing, and the other will be pull, that I'll get into in a second. So push marketing is really when you're educating and creating demand to generate awareness for your brand. So if you have a product that no one really knows about, or a new product, a lot of times people aren't asking for that product. So you're going to want to educate them and push that out to audiences that are in your target demographic. So push marketing can include a number of different things, the way we categorize it. One being your traditional marketing is a lot of times push, your radio, TV, billboard, and signage, and all of those are great options for the right business. And they've been used for a long time. Sometimes they're harder to track than others. Public relations, community involvement, donations, another way to push your brand out. Content marketing, such as social media, press releases, etc. Those can all be forms of push marketing. I did put an asterisk by signage, because signage can actually be both push and pull. So pull marketing is basically when the customer knows what they're asking for and is asking for your product or service. And this is where we classify Google My Business. It's also where you classify things like your website, different listing services that you may be a part of. The phone book used to be a part of that. I know back when people still used those. That was one of the earliest forms of pull marketing that we've dealt with in our business. And now it's being replaced more by search marketing. And then your physical location and signage, basically if people are looking for you, they need to be able to find you. So that's how it can be both. Your signage can raise awareness with your brand, and it can also help direct people to your business. So keep that in mind. Pull marketing is limited to how many people are seeking your products and services. So that's really important. If you're getting listed, but your business is obscure, or it's not something people think they need, then sometimes pull marketing may be hard to generate revenue from. Where, let's say if we are an electrician, something goes out in your home or in your office, then you're going to search real quick electricians, or you're going to know you need that right away. So really electricians do follow really good under pull marketing, where if you're creating a new product, I got an ad the other day for one of these really cool smokeless fireplaces that you set outside to start a fire with, and you can have and roast marshmallows. That sounded awesome to me. I wasn't asking for that. I didn't know I needed it, but man, it kind of looked like fun. So that was pushed out, and it was pushed to a target audience that they thought might need it. So the difference between pull and push is very important as you start building your marketing strategy. And it's important to understand where these pieces fall so that you know what to expect from them. A lot of times people will say, well, I built a website and I got nothing from it. Well, just building a website doesn't necessarily get people to your website. So you have to keep that in mind of how that works and how that works when you're building a strategy. Pull marketing, it says studies across industries show that pull traffic converts at 68% higher than push traffic. This number makes it clear why businesses are ready to pay a higher price for pull and shows the importance of branding. So it would show the importance of branding because we're creating that demand with our brand. Our brand is strong, people see it, and so that creates a demand by itself for pull. It also is going to convert higher because people are ready to buy. If they're searching for your restaurant per se on Google Maps and your Google My Business ad shows up, they're going to look at your reviews, they're going to look at your photos, and they're going to make a decision right there to choose you or another restaurant or another competitor in the area. So that's why it converts so well, so much better than push, but a lot of times push is necessary. So Google is king in our opinion. Well, not just our opinion, it's fact here. Google currently holds 90.1% of the total search engine market share. So that's huge. That's where we focus a lot of. You have your Bing, you have other ones that are kind of popping up. The Bing search engine is going to come default installed with a lot of Windows computers, and so it's also default sometimes on your Android and people that don't switch browsers. That's where you're getting the Bing traffic from. And in my opinion, that's really the only way they're competing is because they have some of those native on devices. The anatomy of a search. This is important to understand how these are laid out, because a lot of people will say, hey, I searched my business and it didn't come up, or I searched my business and my competitor came up. Well, there's a couple different reasons for that. One, you start off with your pay-per-click ads. So pay-per-click ads, and another thing people call them Google AdWords, meaning that when people click on those, you're actually going to pay a certain price for that click. Those are going to show up a lot of times up top. Sometimes they even show up in, you'll see display ads with graphics and stuff next to them. You'll also see them showing up sometimes on top of the Google My Business, where you see the little thing that says ad at A+ Electric there. So the next section under your pay-per-click ads, and there's not always pay-per-click ads. If people aren't bidding on the search that was entered in the box, then those ads may not show up at all. So the next one is Google My Business. This one is, and you can see why it's so big, is because you have your map, your address, you're located next to your competitors. You see your star rating right there. You can call right away. And I'll get into some more statistics later, but a lot of times people are using this and not even going to your website and accessing your business. So if your information isn't accurate or correct on this, you could be missing a major point of contact. Next part of that is organic website listings. We use the word organic also meaning non-paid. And that is when people refer to SEO or search engine optimization. They want their sites their websites, listings and things to rank naturally without having to pay. When you have natural rankings and your site is relevant in that search, it can really generate solid revenue for you. So that's the next part of a search. I did that on a mobile standpoint because most of our traffic is going to be mobile as well. And so those are the main sections. If anybody has any questions, like I said, please stop me and let me know. Okay, so I saw this graphic, and Tara, our art director, did a little bit of work to it, but it was interesting describing sometimes what people think about their website versus what people think about Google My Business. And it can really be a huge portion that can go, just really no attention could be paid to it sometimes if we don't take it seriously. So we feel like our site may be the entry point of that, when a lot of times Google My Business is. Here was the study that I did, and I pulled traffic on one of our clients, Cersei Dental Associates, and they've been one of our clients for a long time. We worked hard on getting their website together, worked hard on their branding. But if we look here at the Google My Business traffic which is up top, versus the Google website data, which is below, their Google My Business was over 5 times their website traffic during that same time period. That is, that's huge. That is one of those things where if we're not paying attention to what their Google My Business looks like, then we're definitely doing them a disservice. So So keep that in mind. Now, that doesn't apply to all businesses. I know with our business, for instance, Think Idea Studio, our direct traffic to our website is actually more than Google My Business. And that's mainly because of the way that people are going to search. For them, they're going to search something like dentist in Searcy or eye doctors in Heber Springs, and then you're going to get a list of competitors. For us, there's not, I mean, it's going to be really just Think Idea Studio. There's not a lot of people searching for just ad agencies in general in Searcy. They're more likely just going straight to our site, or we're linking to our site from other outbound marketing and push efforts. So this is what happens in certain industries. So make sure if this is your industry that you are aware of that traffic and that we are taking things seriously with Google My Business. Okay, so what does Google My Business consist of? Contact information. Contact information is huge. Lots of erroneous contact information out there that can be costing you hundreds and thousands of dollars for not getting those leads that you need. Reviews, insights, photos and video. Posts are something people may or may not be paying much attention to, but are pretty neat to use. A website link, you can actually build a quick 5-10 minutes, have a Google My Business website that you can direct to. Customer messaging, when you have the app, you can message customers directly. And then short names are kind of neat for accessing business. So let's just go through those in a little bit slower of a pace. So right here, you see the background of an account. When you go to google.com/business and your account is active, you will have access to this backend dashboard. And within this dashboard is how you manage all of those various areas that I just discussed. So, so you can see how that then translates out to your profile. And most of you have probably seen this little profile image with the, it has basically the, hold on, let me get my little pointer. There's my pointer. So it has, your photos here. It has, if you're closed, your hours are open, which are very important, has your reviews. And so that's how that translates from here to here. Let's go to the next section. 86% of people look up the location of a business on Google Maps. So even if they know your business and they think they want to do business with you, most of the time they're looking for directions. They're looking up the location where you're at, even if they just want to know if you're local or not. So another reason to make sure that we're having this information up to date. Now, 72% of consumers who perform a local search visit a store within 5 miles of their current location. We're going to talk in a minute about why certain businesses rank better with Google My Business. And this is a big part of that, is its proximity. But when they search there and they're looking for a business, most of the time, they're going to a business nearby. They're not wanting to drive far. So how do we rank better with Google My Business? Google My Business has an algorithm that is broken down into a few different steps. Now, these things can change from time to time. Google can introduce new rules and they kind of do their own thing sometimes. But the best that we can draw out of it is credibility and visibility. Credibility meaning that the business is claimed, that there has been somebody working on it, that Google sees activity within that business from time to time. Positive reviews are a huge part of your rankings. When you're starting to get in a competitive industry, whether it be restaurants, plumbing, any type of service industry that people are searching for, reviews are going to influence if people are going to use you or not. Proximity, like I just mentioned, they were going to do business within a 5-mile radius of their search. So that means that when we start to search for those restaurants, the ones that are closer to us are going to pull up first. And so sometimes you may see someone that doesn't have as many reviews pull up ahead of us just because they're down the street. So as you go and search and test your business listing, just know that wherever you're located within town, wherever you're located, within another city is going to play a role in the order of what they pull up. So that's very, very important. And then optimized listings. Optimized listings basically means that you have your responding to review. Hello? No, thought I heard somebody. Okay. Optimized listings basically means that you're responding to reviews and that you are have all of your information in there in check. You have your hours of operation there. You have claimed your listing, which we're going to talk about in a minute. That's how we optimize our listings. Claim your business listing. Show of hands, how many people have claimed their business listing? If I can see. Awesome. Anybody else been through the process of claiming it? I know some of you don't have your screen on, but just think if you remember that process or not. And some of it's really easy. Some of it can be really difficult depending on the history of your business. If it's been, if you just bought a new business, sometimes that information is hard to come from or come around. But claiming is going to be the first step. Some important things about claiming your business. You want to make sure that your email is an email that will be used for the company as a whole, not just some random person in your office personal email that's claiming your business. That's how listings get lost. So keep that in mind. So this is a claimed business, kind of what it looks like. Here is an unclaimed business. A lot of times you'll see own this business there. And it then would need to be claimed, and going through the claiming process, I'll step you through it in a second. And then we have the very difficult unknown business user, which can be remedied, but it sometimes takes weeks to remedy the situation, sometimes months. So if there's been that's why I was talking the importance about having an email that you feel like will stay with your company for good, because if there's been an employee, and I've seen it probably 25% of the time. It's crazy how much we see this, but people don't know who has their control of their business listing and can't get access to it. So then we have to step through a process of sending an email to the email on file, waiting for that email to respond or not respond and give us access, and then send a postcard again, which is a 3 to 5 day period to get a code to claim that listing. So it can be done. It's just really difficult. So I would encourage each of you that are on here, go check your business listing. If it's not set up, great, you can set it up. If it is set up, figure out how to get into it just as soon as possible so that you can get your information accurate. So here's a few ways of claiming your listing. This would be for a new one. You have the opportunity for them to call. Google will start to auto-populate this data based on what they see through search. If they see a website or if they see somebody else's or some information out there about your business, they'll start to populate your business whether you have claimed it or not. And so they'll have a phone number in there based on whatever research they've found. You can call and verify that phone number to claim it. You can do an email with an address code, but most likely you're going to end up with a postcard by mail. And so with that postcard by mail, I've seen a lot of places where they'll get that postcard in and discard it as spam. So know that if you're going to claim it with a postcard, that you have people on your staff notified that that's coming in. If they don't know it's coming in, then you're not going to get it. You're going to throw it away and push it back 3 or 5 days because you have to reclaim it again. And those can be difficult if you have reception or if you have multiple people that are handling mail. That can be hard to find. Managing your business listing. So the main place that Google wants you to do it is through the app. And the app works great. The app is nice it's how you do your messaging to customers back and forth. So definitely download the app. The other one is doing it from a desktop or laptop computer. I recommend setting it up initially from a desktop or laptop computer. It's just easier to access photos, easier to access your information that you may have stored, and then managing it going forward with your My Business app. You can create posts directly from My Business app, and so on and so forth. So I would recommend setting it up on this desktop. We manage a number of different business listings for clients. You can share that with a marketing person, and they can help you with posts or help optimize it. And so we use it a lot from the desktop standpoint. Okay, let's talk about Google reviews. I was not a believer in Google reviews a few years ago, if you can believe it or not. I was thinking, man, these things, everybody's trying to get them. It's just going to be lost in the mix, and it's a pain to try to get these. So we didn't focus on these. And then once we started running some tests and saying, you know what, let's try a campaign out and just see if we can gain reviews and see if it actually affects the bottom line. And man, we were blown away at how much it actually impacted the business clients and customers that came in the door, especially if they are a candidate for what we're talking about being pull marketing. Huge for people that depend on pull marketing. So keep that in mind. It says 88% of customers trust online reviews as much as they trust personal recommendations. And that's funny too, because I wouldn't think that if it's just some random person reviewing it. But one thing about the reviews that are trustworthy is that Google allows negative reviews to be posted. If it was all positive reviews, those reviews and the credibility of those reviews would kind of go out the door. So we'll have a lot of people calling us saying, we got some negative reviews. How do we get them removed? And really, that's not something that they're in the business of doing, because then it wouldn't be a credible source of actually having reviews. So what we try to do is make sure that you have a process in place to build up positive reviews to outweigh those negative reviews. Now, if a review is slanderous or if it is just not true, there is the opportunity to let Google know that this is just ridiculous. And sometimes I've seen those removed. But for the most part, if you get a bad review and you earned it, unfortunately, that is what it is. But that's the heart of these review processes. If these platforms don't allow that, then no one would actually believe and have credibility or have belief in their reviews. So when you're in your Google My Business dashboard, you can go in and click on share your review form, and it gives you this link. This link is so handy to take and send to people. The way that we'll use this link is we'll take it after a project is completed. I'll have this link copied and say, hey, well, you guys, we appreciate you guys doing business with us. If you could just take a couple minutes and leave us a review on this project. And a lot of times we can get reviews that way by sending them a direct personal message with that link in it. So the steps of creating a Google review campaign is to create a repeatable process. It's great if this is a core value or some type of task that you create at your business to focus on each month, and it's just something that you do all the time. But the process needs to be repeatable. One process we recommend is to incentivize employees or staff to gather reviews. We're not big fans of trying to say, if you review us, you'll be entered for a gift card, or incentivizing the customer for the review. That tends to make the process a little fuzzy. But if employees just ask and it's top of mind, they'll get reviews if they work hard for it. So incentivize employees or staff together, not your customers, to review. And then share the copied URL via email, text, social media, or even your web. You can put that out on Facebook. You can put that on your website. And the big thing is to ask. We have to repeatedly be asking for these. Now, there are some third-party software that offers really good follow-up for Google reviews. If you have those integrated in your business, definitely take advantage of those features. They work really well and kind of take some of the pressure off you having to do it manually. So keep that in mind. That's a lot of times part of a point-of-sale system. Okay, how many reviews do I need for my business? I get this question a lot. Two questions I get a lot. One is, how many reviews do I need for my business? And the other is, do I need to get reviews on Facebook or Google? And so we'll answer that a few different ways. First of all, with the how many reviews do I need? It really varies for all industries. We recommend looking at your competitors, knowing how many reviews they have and how they're ranking against you. Typically, a plan that generates 3 to 5 reviews a month is sufficient, unless your market is very, very competitive. I would say in some of our rural towns like Searcy and Heber, it's going to be rare to have some businesses that just have a buku of reviews. But now when you get to more your metropolitan areas, you'll look and see some of these businesses that are gaining a lot each month. So keep that in mind. If you can do that, 3 reviews a month, by the time you multiply that for a year's worth of a process, you're going to be really happy with the way that looks. And if you're actively seeking reviews, it'll be less likely that you have a low review star. You'll have a 4 or 5 star. So that tends to work out really well. Also, the question, let me back up. I didn't answer the question about the, should we post on Facebook, or should we get reviews for Facebook or Google? I think number one is identify your business. Are you going to be more likely using pull marketing to get your customers, or push? And so if it's pull, we definitely want Google to take precedence over that, because they're going to see that more than they will your Facebook page. I still recommend getting Google reviews over Facebook, unless your Facebooks are just poor and you need more, because not many people are going to visit your Facebook homepage. A lot of times they're just seeing the push marketing and posts that you put out. They're going to visit your Google My Business page a lot more often. Okay, so this is a newer feature, at least something that we've just recently started noticing and talking about. are Google posts. A lot of times when this came out, people were a little bit afraid of Google posts because they seem to be pretty demanding. It seems like, man, the next thing we need is another social media platform to continue to post on, because we have Facebook, we have Instagram, and so on and so forth. And it just seems like another challenge. Well, this one's actually pretty easy. The only thing that really is a little tough about it is that it will expire after about I think it's 7 days, unless it's an event. But the best way to use these are to promote events, offers, content, and these can be done like by using blog articles, anything that's going on with news in your company, upcoming events, special offers, product promotion. So what I would do is say, have a brand message that you have there that you're just having there, and you can continue to repost so that it's something staying on there and you're not having to create new content. But anytime you have an event and like your expo coming up, put that business expo event on there as a chamber page and let them know, and that will stay on there until that event is over. And so you can put information out about signing up. You can put call to actions like call now to get businesses to sign up for that, or anything else you guys have from a special offer standpoint, a product standpoint. Again, these will show in stream when people are searching your business on maps and other things. So Google Posts are something you can take advantage of. Here are some details about the Google Post. It'll be a max of 10 posts. They'll be displayed in a carousel on your business page. They'll have views and metrics, so you'll actually get to see how many people are looking at these posts. And then they'll be removed after 7 days. So just your general brand post will be removed after 7 days. And so you kind of want to keep posting those as just a brand message or tweak it. A lot of times Google's been encouraging people to update their what people are doing with COVID and how they're responding to that pandemic. And so that's been really helpful for businesses to put on there. You see an example here of Mike's Family Pizzeria, and they have the type is offer, the merchant information, and then the call to action is call or visit now. So they can just say something like kids eat free this weekend. If you have continual offers like this, I know a lot of people have ladies night or a kids night or some type of lunch specials, I would make sure these are consistently up on your Google My Business page. Again, looking in the competitive area, if it's a Taco Tuesday and I see a Taco Tuesday promotion from your business down the road, I may be more apt to choosing them over just the one without the promotion. So take advantage of those when you can. All right, Google Insights. I showed you guys a little snapshot of the insights when we were talking about the traffic as it compared to the website traffic. The insights are good to use as a tool. They're not as near as accurate as Google Analytics, which we use to track website traffic, but they do give us insight as to how many people are seeing it. So here's a quick quote. It said, Ben Fisher, Google My Business Gold product expert and co-founder, he said that Google My Business Insights are far from perfect. As a tool, these are merely used as a benchmark that points you in a direction. Google My Business Insights in particular are not very accurate and can sometimes suffer from data outages. However, they can give you an indication of how you're doing. So if we look here, Insights, we see our Insights tab, which is going to be located in our dashboard. And in there, this is kind of cool. You actually get to see how people are finding your business. And so again, keep in mind, these may be less than 10 or what people are searching here. If your business is more of a pull marketing business, you're going to see these numbers go up big time. So it's interesting to see how people are finding you. And that's the queries section. If you keep going and scrolling down your Insights page, you will see how customers search for your business. They're going direct, discovery, or branded searches. So if it's a brand related search or something related to your brand. So for us, people are looking for a product or service, and that's how they're finding it. And so that's interesting and tells us how we should adapt our strategy some. So here's the panel I showed you guys earlier, and you can see quickly your monthly views. You can see when they're searching on maps or on search. And then you can see this is really handy. If you're talking about return on investment, this customer actions shows you this investment. And guys, the investment for Google My Business is really just your time. We can claim Google My Businesses for you as an agency if you have trouble with it, but most businesses can do it on their own. And it's a huge DIY effort, or a huge bang for your buck for a DIY effort. So you can see who directly called you, request and visited your website from there. All right. Now, the other thing that is kind of any questions? I'll pause real quick and just make sure with that. Any questions or anything? I guess we're good. Everybody's keeping up. Okay, that's great. We're talking a little bit about short names. We haven't used this a lot, but since Google included it in their dashboard, I feel like we should definitely address it. My guess is down the road they'll be using it more, but right now a short name for us, we put in Think Idea Studio, and you will see it in the dashboard. But short names are used so you can go directly to that business page. I foresee a lot of people directing people directly to their business page, especially businesses that don't have websites yet or that are just startups. So g.page/Think Idea Studio, if we use our short name, that's how we access it directly. All right, when you sign up for your Google My Business page, you're gonna get an offer from Google that says, we'll give you $20 or $40 ad credit to Google AdWords. That sounds great, and if you wanna take advantage of that, that's fantastic. Just know that once that $20 is up, you're gonna keep getting billed for that as you try to set up your ads. You're gonna get called from Google reps on how to modify your AdWords so they're working best. The problem with that is, unless you're well-versed in Google AdWords, you can waste a lot of money because you're gonna get clicks to your business that may actually not be relevant to your business, may not even be your customer or consumer. And when that happens, you can just waste money. So it's not about how much you spend, it's how relevant your ads are to consumers. So when you're asked to be part of Google AdWords, that's the top part we showed you guys on when you search. And here's an example of that ad. It's that pay-per-click. So they're going to try to offer to get you to do their $20 credit. And again, that's fine. Just know that the traffic on there may be hard to judge unless you're doing a thing called tracking conversions. So when people search electricians near me, they're going to see an ad here that is the Google AdWords ad. And then the next thing, as they scroll down, they may see the Google My Business section. Well, this ad copy needs to be really good based on what they're searched. So it needs to be close to electricians near me. And so that way it's relevant. So when they click on that, hopefully they go there and are converted as a customer. If they don't convert, then it's just a click and it's money that's lost. So if you're ever doing Google AdWords, you need to be set up to where you're tracking conversions through. A conversion should be a call to a business or a form submission when a customer comes to your website. So that's a way of tracking the effectiveness there. Okay, starting to wrap up now. Let me get everybody back here. Whoa, sorry. Everybody still there? There we go. Okay, so starting to wrap up a little bit, and I know I covered a lot, but I think that hopefully after this, you've seen the importance of Google My Business and how powerful of a tool it can be for you guys. One thing that we like to do is the 5-star challenge, and what we want to do as a community, as a group of business people, and just really a group of encouragers, is to go and try to review a business that's done great for you each month. Just make a day on the calendar, first Monday, second Tuesday, whatever it may be. Say, you know what, I ate at such and such restaurant. Let me give them a positive review. It takes a couple minutes of your time. It goes a long way for their business in supporting it. And that's just something I want to encourage you guys to try and do, and see if they can get some and do it reciprocating back to you. But the more that we build each other's businesses up, the better it's going to help long term, and the more community we feel. And so that's something that we've really enjoyed doing here with Think as well. All right, one final thing before I sign off and hand it back over to Ginger is we offer this free digital score. If you guys are interested, you can go to thinkis.com/score, and we will go through and you'll ask. It'll take about 5 minutes, ask you about 10 questions on your digital marketing strategy. You can select, how you feel like you're doing in those, and then we'll go through and review it. And I'll personally look at it and see if there's any holes or anything you guys should consider. And that's a free thing we offer for Think. So if you guys are interested in doing that, thinkis.com/score. And we'd be happy to try to look at that and see if there's any holes in the digital marketing strategy. All right. Well, it wasn't too long, 30, 45 minutes. So if any other questions or anything, I know we have some people that will probably be seeing this after the fact, but anybody on here have any questions, concerns, something that I've missed that you want me to cover, just let me know.
Justin, the chamber has been doing what we call rave review Fridays.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. We post on Facebook asking people to go and, their favorite businesses and do, 3 positive either Facebook or Google reviews for different businesses.
Yeah.
Pick your 3 businesses and do a positive Facebook or Google review for them on Fridays. And I'm not really sure how many people are participating in that. I know that some are. So do you think we should push it more towards Google, or right now we just say Google and or Facebook reviews?
I missed you just a little bit, Ginger. You said, should we push it for what? I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Because right now we're asking for, go out to Google and or, Facebook reviews. Should we be pushing one more over the other for just what we're doing?
I think you're probably doing a great job. I think the big thing is that people understand. You may do a Google one week and a Facebook the next week. Google is going to be more valuable for most businesses, unless, like I said, unless they just have a big Facebook following. Most of the time, keeping in mind that if you post something on Facebook, people are seeing it in stream with all the crazy stuff that's going on now, and they're not actually going to see the business page that often. But with Google, they're ready to buy. They're more likely going to be en route and just comparing them to other businesses, one after the other. So I would say that I would weight Google a little heavier, and then but it's great to have them all. And a lot of times for people that have like that 1 star of just that hard-headed customer that they just couldn't make happy, everybody's going to have those from time to time. Loading up on 5 stars will really help counteract that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it, though. I didn't think of that, doing it like a Friday and having people go out and review businesses. Now, keep in mind, the more you can spread out those reviews to different businesses, the better. If Google notices like 10 reviews come in on one day on a business, they get suspicious and may not actually approve all of them. So you may see that as a problem.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many, which businesses, because we kind of just, your favorite business or, a business that you think really, you want to give a positive review to. So we don't, target any particular business. We just ask everyone, go out and give 3 favorable reviews. So I'm not really sure which businesses they're choosing.
Yeah, what I've tried to do, and like I said, I've tried to put a monthly reminder on my calendar personally, and I'll just look and see what businesses have I visited, because we want a legit experience, from that business, and calling out names or saying, so and so helped me, was a great server, fantastic service, the cook did great. Calling out names and being specific helps a lot. Sometimes if you're crowdsourcing some reviews, people will just review them like, they look good. I haven't used them lately, but they look good. And those may not go as far, but just the fact that there's an effort of getting that together means a lot. And I know businesses just thrive on that, especially in your area where people are coming in from Memphis and coming in from all over to choose these businesses. It's huge.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else? Well, the main thing is to know that people can have this as a tool. It's a free tool and it's a powerful tool. There's a lot of other details with it. If you have these right here, you've got 95% of it. And we've been really excited with how it's just helped so many other businesses that we've come in contact with.
Well, if nobody else has any other questions, thank you so much,
Justin,
for doing this for us. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who joined in. I know I learned a lot. So thank you for helping us with this today.
You're welcome. I'm happy to. We enjoy this. And
I see Toy clapping.
Thanks, Toy. Appreciate it. We enjoy doing this. It's our passion to help small businesses. And if we can help you guys in any way, or if you have questions about this, you can email me. It's justin@thinkis.com. And like I said, we'd be happy to help.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'll get this recording out to you, Ginger, and you can share it for those that need it.
Okay, thanks.
All right. See ya.